All right, just taking a quick look at the new Lexus ES. So this thing looks a lot like Toyota's BZ products, doesn't it? Beyond zero electric vehicles. And this thing is going to be available as a fully electric vehicle or a hybrid. So in fact, there is a visual difference between the two as well. The hybrid actually has this extra slot right at the nose. You see that? Little mail slot right there. Because obviously it needs more cooling than the EV version, the electric version, doesn't it? So yeah, if we jump back, yeah, there you go. But basically everything else is the same. And again, a lot of, Toyota, Lexus, yeah, you see a lot of it's kind of thrown together. So it's kind of interesting that they're blurring the lines here with this design. But, one thing that I definitely do like is that they've toned down the grille design. When we're talking about the lower grille here, we still get some of these, body color little diamond-shaped accents. But it's not the whole thing, right? It's not like some of the other Toyota models. So, and then it's just got a traditional, kind of blacked out grille in the center there. But, that's these other black accents here that are really making it look like, like the BZ4X, for example, right? And, then you get the sharp crease right at the nose, right above where that grille slot is on the hybrid. This is, again, like all the other Toyota and Lexus products, and even the badge, right? Kind of angled on the upward part of the, going into the hood. So, yeah, let me know what you guys think about this, but, I like it. I like it. It's just, yeah, to me, I'm not sure. Is it Toyota or is it Lexus? But, from the side, you can see that the black, it's not like on the BZ4X where it's, around the entire wheel well. So it's just, from the front angle, it does look like it's a little bit more prominent than what it is. And then the black kind of continues here with this, yeah, I don't know. I guess hopefully it's functional, right? I mean, hopefully it's a functional fender vent so air can kind of come out here from the wheel well, but the rest of it, obviously, I think is just, they just carried it out, right? And this part all here is just for design. So, yeah, but again, I guess it does match if they're going to throw a little bit of black on the front bumper. Throw a little on the side, I guess. And this image, you can really see how big this car has become. This is ES. This is not LS. So, yeah, it's huge now. It's huge. Now, of course, it's going to be better for the interior, and we're going to talk about that a lot in this video, in fact. But one thing to kind of point out, too, is it's got this very coupe-like silhouette, doesn't it? So this is obviously great for aerodynamics. And in fact, the trunk lid is not even really a traditional trunk lid, is it? Because it's still curving down. Still curving down. Now, this isn't a hatchback. But yeah, just kind of interesting that, it's just one continuous line there. So, but this obviously the benefits here for the aerodynamics, right? So, and especially since this thing, is going to be available as an all-electric version, yeah, you really need to do that, don't you, to get the range up. Now, we'll talk about the specs here more in a second. Let's just finish with the, the exterior design here. And the back, this is probably, from this angle here, rear 3/4, it probably looks the most traditional, the most, what you kind of expect to see from a Lexus and kind of, the ES. So, you get the update, well, okay, you get the updated light bar across the rear. And this is a new trend, right? And this is, I don't know, everybody started doing this all at once, but there's no more badges on the back, right? It's always just spelled out. So, yeah, it's just Lexus spelled out, but it does light up, which I guess that does look cool. I mean, typically I hate seeing like illuminated badges, but for some reason with the letters, I don't mind it so much. Now, what I don't like here with this lighting setup is down here is where all the other lights are. This piece, this is like a multifunctional piece. It does a lot. Right there, you can see it. These are actually the turn signals. It's a little bit washed out in this image. These are the turn signals, which I just hate when car companies put turn signals down in the bumper because your eye is always looking up here, right? Your eye is not only because it's more in line with your eye level, but you're always looking where the regular lights are. You're looking for an indicator to come from that area. So I really hate this design, because it's really a safety issue. But I guess with this, at least, yeah, it's a huge area, at least. And interesting too, when the turn signals aren't on, you can see it's all clear. So I don't know. Let me know what you guys think about that. But then it's not just the turn signal there, right? Let's jump to the other side. In this kind of blacked out area, below it in the corner there is the reverse lights. So again, I don't know. Is somebody walking behind your car going to see that those little lights are on way down there? Where the exhaust tips usually are? I don't know. And then kind of next to the turn signal in this spot right here is just a reflector, right? So that's a good design. That's the one thing you do want to have in the bumpers, right? Because the cars behind you, their headlights will always hit the bumper area. So that's good. And then depending on your market, if you have a rear fog light, they would be here. And obviously depending on which side the driver's on. And yeah, as I mentioned, hybrid or EV, doesn't matter which one you want. And front wheel drive or all wheel drive as well. So now obviously, if you go for the EV, it's not going to have really the best specs. I mean, this is really it's real similar to what Toyota's been offering basically in the Lexus RZ and the updated BZ4X and the Subaru Solterra Twin. It's front wheel drive, it's somewhere around 230 horsepower. All wheel drive, it's somewhere around 330 horsepower. The only benefit here is really you're going to get actually decent range in this thing, right? Because we talked about the aerodynamics of this thing. So yeah, you should be able to get a solid 300 miles of range, maybe even a little bit more. But, let's be honest, most people here, the volume seller is probably going to be the hybrid, right? Because Toyota's hybrid systems are so great. And yeah, you don't have to charge it up. You don't have to worry so much about range. In fact, this system is, basically what you would find in the Camry hybrid. They do say they squeaked out like 12 more horsepower. So it's up to 244 horsepower, but it's basically, it's the same 2.5. It's the same, tiny. This is the battery pack right here under the rear seats. Very tiny, but that's all you need, right? I mean, that's kind of the beauty of it. That's all you need. Now on the interior here, there's a lot of interesting things to talk about. At first blush here, doesn't look like anything too exciting, but guess what? There's actually some cool options here. Well, we'll come back to this. Yeah, here's one. Here's a great. This actually looks fantastic. They say that this is inspired by bamboo. So not just the green color, but all of this bamboo style. I should say, emphasize that it's not real bamboo, but yeah, the bamboo style wood inserts. So they say they've actually like 3D printed this to actually make it look and feel, like it's, there's some texture to it. So yeah, that's really just kind of a cool, unusual, offering, isn't it? And of course, with the huge panoramic roof, it's going to be so bright and airy in this thing, and just like I said, it's going to make you feel good, really, just sitting in this thing. Now, if you don't like the green, of course, you can get your traditional black. Again, with the bamboo kind of inserts. All these have the bamboo inserts, even this kind of white. And then there's even going to be this kind of like peanut butter brown, which can look good, especially if it's combined, with the right exterior color. And now depending on, where you live and which market you're in, they are going to have this like chauffeur option for the rear seat as well. As you can see, not just, to be able to move the front seat all the way up, but you actually get this leg extension, right? There's also this digital command center, in the fold down armrest. And then it's not just heated seats, ventilated seats, but they say that there's like a massage function somewhere in there as well. So yeah, if you really want the true VIP experience in your Lexus ES, not even, like I said, not even the LS,